Hello, so this is the second one. It's the chapter 0.2. It's about factorization of the polynomials. So what we do in this part. So first of all, we need to know what polynomial is. What polynomial is. Now, in here, you can see the term we call it monomial. So monomial, you will think about, hey, this is a one only, right? But at the same time, monomial is one type of polynomial. But what is it first? It is a number and also some variables, and also it can be multiplication of these, the constant, the number, and the variables. But the variables, the indexes is a positive integer. Okay, it's a positive integer. So like this, but the value, it can be negative. So negative 1 times h squared, 8k cubed, all of them are multiplication. Okay, the terms are multiplied together. So it is only, we call it just a single term. We call it monomial. But sometimes we have more than just a monomial. It can be a two or more. It's a sum. Of course, it can be a positive and negative for a sum. So that means 2a minus 3b like this. You can think about it as a sum of 2a and negative 3b. So 2a minus 3b is sum of this monomial and this monomial. Then this is a polynomial. And of course, if you have only one term, we still call it polynomial. And this, okay? So this is also a polynomial. And then what is the constant term? Constant, then that means you don't have any variables. So that means, for example, for this polynomial, 1 is the constant term. And what is the coefficient of a term? So it's the numerical part of the term. So that means if you have x squared minus 3x plus 1, we call it the coefficient of x, then this one is minus 3, because we look at this term. You have to include the negative sign here, because you can say that it's x squared plus negative 3x. So this is the coefficient is negative 3. And degree is that for the sum of the exponent. Okay, so the sum of the exponent of our variables in it. So in the term, it's like this, maybe x cubed, then this one cubed, the 3 is the degree of 3. Okay, so this is degree of a single term. And for degree of a polynomial, let's say you look at the whole polynomial here. So we found that the term, which one have the highest degree? For example, x squared, the degree is 2. xy, the degree is also 2. Because x is 1, y is 1. And then z to the power 3, so the degree is 3. The degree of a polynomial, like this term, this is 3. We look at this one. Okay, and then we need to arrange terms. For example, if you see something like this, we can arrange it in the ascending power of x or as descending powers of x. So ascending power means from starting from the smallest one and then the greatest one. And the smallest one is actually, we count the constant term. So for the descending power is the greatest power. Okay, that means the index, the degree is the highest. And then we have to arrange it, okay, in the order. So this is the descending power of x, like this. The coefficient, it doesn't matter. We need to look at only the power of each term. So what is the value of a polynomial? That means if you have a polynomial like this, and then we know about what x is, we put it in, and then you can find the value of this term, the whole term. So this is the value of the polynomial. And we can add it or subtract the polynomials. Okay, so we have to combine like terms to do addition and subtraction. So for the polynomial, you can, of course, if originally you have this term, you can multiply a into these two terms. So you can expand this term into ax plus ay. And at the same time, you can have ax plus ay, you want to factorize, you can take a as a common factor. So if it is a plus b bracket times x plus y, then you can multiply, let's say x times a plus b, y times a plus b. So you have this one. And then do it one more time, x times a, x times b. So at the end, you have 4 terms here. So factorize, how do we factorize? So we have to take out common factor, and sometimes we have, let's say, 4 terms. Maybe the 2 of them can be combined by grouping the terms. You take out the common factor for 2 terms and then combine grouping the terms. And sometimes you have to use the identities we learned about is a squared minus b squared, okay? Or you can have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, or a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And you can use the cross method. So you think about how can we get 4x squared for these two terms, and then how to get the last term into those two terms, and then how do we combine it like this, use the cross method to have the terms in the middle. So we can do it one by one. We can look at some examples. For example, identities. Remember these identities and cross method. So somehow this one you have to practice makes perfect. Alright, so first question here, you have to factorize. So when you look at this 4x squared minus 4xy plus y squared, you think about the identities first. So that means you have think about it is actually 2x squared minus 2 times this one is 2x times y plus y bracket squared. So in this case it's identity. So this is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So you get a minus b bracket squared. So part A is like this. And for part B, remember use the answer in part A. So you get 2x minus y bracket squared and then minus 1. 1 is actually is equal to 1 squared. Then you can use the identity of a squared minus b squared becomes a plus b times a minus b. So you have this one a plus b and then times a minus b. So that's the answer. Okay, so for the next question here, so you have x squared y plus 4xy plus 4y. So in this case, you can see y is actually a common factor. So you can take out y first. So each of term you have a y, then you can take it out and you have the remaining terms. So x squared plus 4x plus 4, you can see it as a x squared plus 2 times x times 2 plus 2 squared. So this is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Then what we have is that is a plus b bracket square. Okay, remember b is just 2 because 2 squared equals 4. So you can get this as the part A. And then part B, use part A first. So part A, you get these as the first 3 terms, and then minus the next 2 terms, and take out the common factor is y squared. So a is plus 2. So in this case, think about it like this. Y times x plus 2 times x plus 2 minus y. Of course, you don't need to write like this, but I just want you to know the background concept here. Y is common factor. X plus 2 is also one of the common factor. So you take out these 2 terms, y times x plus 2. Then the remaining term is this one, x plus 2 minus y. So that's why the other bracket is x plus 2 minus y. So that would be the answer. Next, this one, you can see is 3 and 2 here. They are not a square number. So you have to use the cross method. So 3a squared, you know that it should be 3a times a. And when you see that this is a minus 7, it's a minus sign. So that means 2b squared, you cannot have both of them being positive. It should be both of them are negative. So maybe minus 2b and then minus b. But of course, is it true like this? Because you have to check. For example, in this case, using the cross method, a times minus 2b is minus 2ab. 3a times minus b is actually minus 3ab. When you combine it, adding them is not minus 7ab. So this is not correct. So what will you do? You try to change these 2 terms, the positions. So minus b and minus 2b. So in this case, you have to multiply the terms 3a and minus 2b, and a with this one is b minus b. So altogether, minus 6b minus ab is minus 7ab. Then that is correct. So part A in this case, you can get is 3a minus b, and then the other one is a minus 2b. So for part B, you're just using the answer in part A, and then minus. But be very careful. You have to use a bracket. Use a bracket so that you can factorize the terms. So if you have the bracket like this, 3a, you just write it down because minus 3a minus times positive 3a is still minus 3a. But for the next term, you have to change it into minus b because If you think about it, removing the brackets, the minus sign with the minus sign, you can get the positive plus b. If you write positive here, minus a positive, you cannot get plus b here. So it is actually minus a negative b. So you can write down like this, then you can see that 3a minus b is actually 3a minus b is the common factor. And the remaining term, the first one is a minus 2b. The second one here is, think about it, 1 times this term, 1 times this term, so you have to minus 1. So that's the answer. Okay, so next one is the question number 7, so part A. Can I use the identity to do so? So you think about it, x squared minus 2x times 4y. So this one is plus 4y bracket squared. That's actually you can. So it is x minus 4y bracket squared. And the part B, 7x minus 28y, they are not in the part A, but you can take out 7 as the common factor. So you can take out the 7 for the common factor for the first 2 terms, and then the last 3 terms, you can combine it as x minus 4y bracket squared. Then that means x minus 4y is the common factor. So the remaining term, the first one is 7, the other term is plus x minus 4y. So that's the answer. Alright, then look at this question. So you have to factorize, so each term. So part A, you can just take out 3, and you have a minus 2b. And for part B, look at this. You have 3a squared minus 5ab minus 2b squared. So this is a minus. So one of the term is plus, and the other one is a minus. So you try to use the cross method, 3 and a. You have to think about minus 2b squared. Actually, is so minus 2b times b, or you can think it as a minus b times this is the 2b, like this. So you have to think about where should I put it here. And because the center one is a minus 5ab, so I would say that you have to minus, this one is minus 2b, and then b here. The reason is for that is it 3a times minus 2b is minus 6ab, and the a times c is positive ab. So minus 6ab and then plus ab, then you can get is minus 5ab, which is the middle term. So that's why in this case you can get is so this is a 3a plus b bracket times a minus 2b. And part C, you try to write down the answer for part B and also the answer for part A, but the last 2 terms here you have to take out the negative sign. So minus 3 times bracket a minus 2b. So because you have got the minus sign here, so this one is a minus 2b, not plus 2b. And the a minus 2b is the common factor. Then you can 3a plus, you can get 3a plus b minus 3. So there are some multiple choice questions. So the first one here, you try to combine, because you have 4 terms. So then let's say for the first 2 terms you have n, and then n plus 3p. The next 2 terms you take out is minus 2r as the common factor. So you have m and then also plus 3p. So this is m plus 3p as the common factor, then you can have n minus 2r. So the answer is B. So the other one here, you have x plus 2x bracket to the power 4 over x squared. So first of all, x plus 2x, do not try to expand it, because x plus 2x, you can get is 3x to the power 4 over x squared. Then you have 3 to the power 4 and x to the power 4 over x squared. 3 to the power 4 is actually 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. It's 9 times 9, 61. X to the power 4 over x squared is x squared. So the answer is C. Okay, so question number 5 is asking you which one is divisible by a minus 1. So the first term you have to simplify. It's x bracket a minus 1 minus bracket a minus 1. Then this one is just actually a minus 1 times x minus 1. So you can divisible, this term is divisible by x, a minus 1. So this is correct. Second term, so x times that one, Then you can take out x as the common factor, and then you have x plus 1 minus the bracket of x plus a. So you have to simplify the term inside the square bracket. Is x plus 1 minus x minus a. So it is x times bracket 1 minus a. And for 1 minus a, you can think it as take out the negative sign. If you take out the negative sign, it is actually a minus 1. Okay, if this is too fast, you can think it as a minus 1 plus a, and then this is a minus 1. So this is also divisible by a minus 1. The third one, so a bracket x minus 1, and then you try to put minus sign and then x plus 1, you cannot factorize. So this one is not, so it's C. Okay, for question number 7. So you have to think about how to factorize these terms one by one. And you look at this a minus b, a plus b, you simply think about maybe the first two terms, you have to take out the common factor. And then the last three terms, you try to think about it as this expression, use the cross method. So this is minus 3b. So one is minus b or minus 3b, the other one would be 3b and minus b. So you think about it because I have to minus 2ab. So the minus sign should be greater, this minus 3b. And the positive sign is just b, like this. So we use the cross method. Altogether is ab minus 3ab, then you can get is minus 2ab. So that's correct expression. So the last two terms, you have a plus b times a minus 3b. And you take out the common factor, a plus b. And what you have is 2 plus, okay, it's a positive sign, so you just write down plus a minus 3b. So this the answer is D. Okay, then question number 9. Similarly, you can think about these three terms is try to factorize these three. And the first two terms is actually is 3, and then you take out a minus 2b. The last three terms, actually you can see is this identity. So this is a minus 2b bracket squared. So you can take out a minus 2b. And the first one, you have 3. The second one, you can think it as a minus 2b times a minus 2b. When you take out the common factor, the remaining term is just a minus 2b. So that's why you have this term. And when you look at rearranging the terms, a on the first term is a minus 2b plus 3. So you can get is this one. Next, in this case, 4a plus 6b seems like you have already factorized, but actually you still need to factorize that 2 out. So you have something like this for the last two terms. For the first two terms, you can sense that it is something squared minus the other one squared, but remember it's actually 2a bracket squared minus 3b bracket squared. So what you get is 2a plus 3b times 2a minus 3b. So it's 2a plus 3b times 2a minus 3b. So you can see 2a plus 3b is the common factor. So you can take out this. And the remaining terms, what would you have is 2a minus 3b and also minus 2b. So you can see that you have to minus 3b and 2b. So you get 2a minus 5b. So what you have is the answer is A.